Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's FPV podcast. This week, just like what we were talking about last week, we got Shannon on to talk about his big team race for 2019. It's going to be a very interesting race. But before we get into it, Elvin, what do you got this week?
Hello, everybody. We're getting ready to head out to Vegas this coming week, and I'm looking forward to meeting up with some pilots down there and having some fun for a little bit, and then hopefully we'll work our way to New Orleans, be down there and get some of these hurricanes that Shannon is threatening to stuff down my throat.
That's right. I want conclusive evidence of Elvin being drunk online. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, no. All right. Before we get into all of that, Shannon.
Speedo.
No. Shannon, please introduce yourself.
How's it going? My name is Shannon Broussard.
Yeah.
Do a little work with MotoGP, but I got a passion for team racing. So what started off as a joke last year as a 24-hour race has turned into a 12-hour race this year.
We tried to push for a 24-hour race, and I know Team White Goat was pushing for it, but you know what?
They were.
But you know what? 12 hours is still a feat to try to do. So this year's race, the Mayhem Race, is going to be a 12-hour endurance race. Tell us a little bit about it. What made you commit to actually going for 12 hours? Because this is kind of the first of its kind.
Yeah, well, like I said, it started off as a joke between me and Lundy FPV. White Goat is about a 24-hour race. And he kept asking, and I said, okay, let's start with a 12-hour race, a little stepping stone to a bigger race, because 12 hours, it's 8-9 pilots you got to get together. They got to be comfortable together. And 12 hours, it's actually going to be 12 and a half hours probably. Because we're going from dawn till dusk. Whatever the TV man says sunlight is till sundown. If he says, he says sundown 6:15, that's when we're going to stop.
Okay,
nice.
Sounds good. So,
you're not running all night either. That's a good idea too,
Well, I have issues with the 24 hours because at night I'm worried about safety. Can't see quads at night while you're retrieving them. Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit more production with light plants and, need some backers for that, make that happen.
Well, y'all have some stuff that crawl around late at night too,
Oh, yeah, an alligator might eat your quad,
water moccasin.
Something like that.
Hate to step on one of those again.
Oh yeah, nothing nice.
Did you hold more than one big team race? I can't remember.
I try to do. This would be my third one. I try to do one a year because it takes a lot of effort. As far as pilots, it takes a lot of gear. Just a little, like Joe says, math and science. 12 hours. That's 360 batteries at 2 minutes apiece. So that's 45 packs of pilot in one day.
Yep, that's a lot. Yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. Obviously, the Mayhem Race is going to be a 12-hour race. We already got, I believe you confirmed 5 teams are coming. Joe Scully is going to be down there announcing the race. We're going to try to make it down there because this is definitely, history in the making, and we like to be there for events like that. Tell us, in general, what to expect down there, and, if you're a team, what do you need prepared in order to actually sign up for a race like this?
I call it 9-man teams, 8 pilots and a captain or / pit guy, to make sure the team's running right. Then besides gear, batteries and props and quads. And then after that, it's just a small entry fee. It's really not that much. It's $275 for 12 hours of racing, which I don't think is that steep. It's $35 a pilot. So, where are you going to get that?
That's not bad at all, man.
Where are you going to get that kind of, and that gets you into Sunday's race too. So where are you going to get that kind of stick time for that price?
I don't know, man.
So, and besides a team that we actually got, there's 5 paid teams. I still got 2 teams I'm waiting to pay. And then I'm going to throw this out there. Not Trans Canada, Team Canada. You can tell I work in the oil field. Part of America is calling you out, Team Canada. They said they want y'all to come down so they can put a spanking on you.
Oh, boy.
That's a call out.
No.
You got Nerd, Sean Taylor, and the list just goes on down that list on Heart of America.
They got a strong team, and they also got a grudge match against Team Canada because Team Canada has managed to come out on top. Squeaked out. It's still a win, though, and they're looking for payback, and they definitely want a very good, highly competitive team like Team Canada to come on down and race with them because this does truly sound like an interesting race. The way that you got it set up, it seems like all of the teams definitely want to show up on Friday so that they can be prepared to really start up early on Saturday. Is that how it's going to work?
Right. Yeah, we're going to, track set up, tech day on Friday. Then as they come in the afternoon, we're going to do tech inspection. So we got less to do Saturday morning. So, because when that sun pops up, I'm not even made up my mind if we're going to do a practice heats. I mean, do we need practice heats on 12 hours of racing?
Well, that kind of depends on how good, how difficult your track is. How difficult you're going to make this track.
Yeah, because you're known for making difficult tracks.
It's not going to be. It's going to be a fun, flowing track, but not boring. I don't want it to be a crash-heavy track because you have to get your quads. Because Mayhem is all about nonstop.
Right.
So it's gonna once we start racing, we only gotta stop for a lipo fire, or maybe if your quad gets stuck in the gate. That's it. No other stops.
No other stops. And these are race gates, so when you go out to retrieve your quads, most of the quads should be flying above you.
Yes, it's all gonna be elevated gates, either 2 to 3 stories, like 10 feet or higher, or 20 feet or higher. Just depends how we design the track. That's for we're gonna have crazy side-by-sides. For y'all northerners, that's like a 4-wheeler with 2 seats on the side. So people can retrieve their quads so they ain't running all day, because I know a lot of the guys ain't in shape to run for 12 hours.
There
no
we
offense,
go.
guys. No offense, but
How many gates are you expecting to put up?
Well, me and Joe ain't built the track yet. It could be anywhere from 12 to 20 plus flags.
Okay.
So the flags are going to be a little different. I'm going to put like let me think. It's going to be like a elevated gate with -2 sides, so you got to make you stay high the whole time. Because in past races, people want to come to the ground as soon as they got in the flag section. We want to stop you from coming to the ground.
Yeah.
For safety.
For safety.
For
safety.
How are the pits going to look? Are they going to be like a little bit further away, in which like each team will have a nice pit area, or are they going to be closely together?
Yeah, pits there'll be 25-foot lanes, and you'll be about 65 foot from the think of pit lane like in NASCAR. So that'll be 65 feet away from they'll be by the track, then the pilots will be 65 feet away from that. And there'll be a no-fly zone. You can only be in there when changing out quads. In this day and age, everybody's got pit switches. So there should be nobody in that pit area when they switching quads. That quad's going to land, and the other quad's just going to flip a switch and take off.
Right.
There we go.
So as far as technology's getting, it should be a little bit safer in the pits. You ain't got some guy standing there trying to plug a battery in for a quad.
Right.
And I think Olaf FPV, he did sponsor some swag bags and some of his BTX Assassins to give away to the first place team. So I'll throw that out there to him for that too.
All right, cool. Yeah, definitely.
Olaf's a good guy.
Definitely, if you are going to be racing on this track, you definitely want to go look into those pit switches, because it's going to make your life a whole lot easier.
Whole lot easier.
Yeah, there's several videos out there. You can contact Hard America, Olaf, and they'll get you squared away on those, because I think you're going to need them in order to be competitive for this race.
Yeah, unless you got a bunch of quads, you can just sit on the ground, leave out there. I will say some teams in the past used the Velcro method, no battery strap. When the quad crashed, the battery ejected so they could take the next one off. But you still have to plug it in. Now with pit switches, you could have 3 on the line ready to go. So it's going to make for some interesting pits.
As team racing gets a little bit more organized and the technology starts switching over to team racing, you're going to see like little nuances like this that can make team racing a little bit more interesting than, regular racing, because we can start getting up to, having 6-10 minute long heats with team racing, because they're going to be 3 or 4 quads on the line ready to take off one after another. So it'll be interesting.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love the idea. Before people had to run out there and try to turn their quad off. Now they just flip a switch and they can walk out there if they want to.
Cool. Have you made any special rules? Like, how are you going to count laps, or are there any type of like special penalties that teams can occur if they do something wrong?
Besides your normal racing, we're going to be using the immersion lap RF, so probably put 2 of them on the start-finish gate, 1 for backup. Other than that, the only big penalty is if you crash into somebody else's pits, you'll probably get X amount of laps deducted from your final.
Okay.
Wow.
I have to do that because I don't want you crashing into somebody else's pits. It's all for safety.
Right.
No, I mean, that makes a lot of sense, right?
We're all qualified pilots, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but have you ever seen some of them pit stops in a team race?
They're not stops, they're crashes.
Yeah, I think White Gold last year had this big old banner that they crashed into. People are talking about bringing bean bags. I don't tell you how you got to land. So you can land any way you want in your pit. As long as it's in your pit, you can do what you want.
All I got to say is, I'm going to tell y'all, the best thing I've seen so far is the net. There's a net, the soccer net. The dude had the soccer net, and it was perfect. It was beautiful. It was no frills, no mess. He got stuck in the net. You just disarm the quad. You walk over. You just pull it right out, and you switch batteries, and then boop, you're off again. That was the best thing I've seen so far, and I don't see a lot of that being used today. But those crucial teams realize that. You know what I mean? Like in the end, they go, "Oh, that actually works," and then they practice the whole process too, because that also has a lot to deal with it too. We've seen that before.
Oh yeah, I got the local team around in Team Torque. They're already talking about having a team race next week, next month, so they can do a little practice. Getting the flow of switching batteries. Everybody gets on the same page. So been a lot of talk, especially between the team racing teams. So I'm really excited.
Awesome. So, in International Open, when you guys have the team races up there, you always had the 20% rule in which every pilot had to account for at least 20% of the laps. Is there going to be any type of special rule like that?
No, I don't believe in that rule, because if I'm on a team, I'm going to want to participate. So if you're going to come all the way from Houston, White Goat's coming from Tennessee, SFPV and them's coming from California, you're not going to come over here and just be a bump on a log. You're going to want to get in the fight. I leave that up to the teams. That they can. The 20% rule is hard to manage. Now, in the old days when we used to have we didn't do VTX timing, it was easy. I could give everybody a transponder and I could count your laps that way. But with VTX timing, it's almost impossible. I'm not going to ask someone to sit there 12 hours and make sure everybody gets 20% of the laps. With 8 pilots, it's like that, maybe 12.5% of the laps.
There we go. Is there a minimum pilot count? Because I know you're throwing around the 8 number, but they can come with less and still be able to participate. It's just
you can come by yourself if you want. There's
Don't
no
do that.
minimum. There's a max, but there's no minimum pilots. If you brave enough to do it with 4 pilots, have at it.
I tell you what, man, I don't know anybody that's that crazy.
Well, you can get 4 friends that want to come fly for 12 solid hours on a track and throw in $275, and they can come fly. It's like a practice day for them.
Yeah,
and have fun.
True.
I just want to put a max on the pilots. That way, it's fair for everybody. A minimum, that's all you there.
Is there a limit on the amount of pilots that you're gonna have at this race?
There's 8 teams of 8 pilots, so 64 pilots. If my math is still good from junior high.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 team captain or whatever, so there'll be an extra person. So 70-something pilots total probably. I know Sean Ames gave up his spot so Sean Taylor can fly, but he's gonna come down. He'll race Sunday. It's gonna be an experience. So
right.
The Mayhem series is all about the true hardcore racer. It's not about $25,000 prize, because anybody will come for that. This is about true hardcore team racers. And that's what I want to keep it as.
All right, there we go. Yeah, really like that. And there's definitely a lot to prepare for in this race because I guarantee you somebody's going to forget a goggle battery because 12 hours, it's going to happen. Somebody's going to forget to charge their batteries during their out rotation.
Have at least 2 goggle batteries ready and go.
Oh, man, it's going to be more than that. Man, you're going to have this giant LiPo battery just for your goggles for that.
Wow, that's a good idea. You just gave me an idea. We might have some immersion power boxes that can power 4 goggles at a time. Yeah. Maybe I'll see about getting some of those.
Yeah. I mean, somebody's going to forget.
That's a great way to do that. That's a great way.
That would give 4 pilots right there battery, and that way we don't have to worry about batteries all day long.
Right. That's why he the man. That's why he the man.
So and we're going to have Joe Scully on the mic. Joe talking for 12 hours a day. Well,
he do that, and he ain't even talking about drones.
I know. But I have a wonderful sponsor. I'm gonna throw out there is Papa Lock from Baton Rouge to New Orleans. Mm-hmm. That they would pay for Joe Scully to come in and call a race. So nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. We're gonna have a raffle for when Joe Scully's gonna lose his voice after yelling for 12 hours.
And over and under.
Yeah, over and under.
He's making 6 hours. I will give him this. On race days, he does make it from 9, 10 o'clock till 5, 6 at night. I mean, for IO, we went till 2 or 3 in the morning. I mean, I'm gonna have him a trailer. He can be in the trailer in AC. Though if it's cold, I don't think it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be April. He can sit in the trailer and pop his feet up on the thing if he wants to and call and race all day long.
That's all he needs, man. Joe Scully will do a good job. And what about for the live stream? Is that a Joe Scully thing or is that a you thing?
That's gonna be my man Adrian. He's the one who streamed all the GP finals last year.
So he's going to be down there to do that, helping out Joe Scully most likely for all of that broadcasting needs. So for anybody who actually can't make it to the race, which could be a lot of people, definitely check out the whole 12-hour event, or at least partially some of it, and see what's going on.
Adrian does an excellent job, so he'll be we'll probably have some TVs in the pits for the pilots to watch, keep track of their score. So that's the whole game. That's the whole plan.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sounds like a great plan. The 5 teams that you have written down, I'm sorry I didn't ask you to prepare for this.
6.
Do you know 6? You have 6 or you have 5 signed up?
Well, I got 5 paid and still waiting on 2 more. They already got their people committed. They're just like one person's collecting all their money so they can pay at one time.
Okay, can you tell us about the 5 confirmed? I know I didn't ask you, but do you have that list available?
All right. It's I can give you the teams' names. I remember a few people on them. We got Velocidrone, that's SFPV, and the group from over there, Jay Fern. There's some other ones on there. You got Heart of America. That's like Sean Taylor, Nerd. Man, I don't want to say all their names, so I'm gonna forget.
Okay,
I just have to
that's
go down
fine.
the list. Then you got Don't Mess with Texas. That's like It Will Be Fun, Justin Skinner, and Neil Merrick, and a few other ones. Then we got a local team called Team Torque. They Kelvin and all the local guys over there. Then we got White Goat, that's Lundy and Droner. That's 5, I think.
All right.
We got another local team. My local chapter is going to put together a team. They might be called Jambalaya. We're just going to throw them all together or something like that.
That sounds like a good name, though.
The other team is Jim, and I don't know his crew yet. I think they're called Quad Rivals. That's the 7. That's the 7 teams right there. And we're trying to get Team Canada.
Okay, so there's really only one. There's only one spot left, right? Because you're racing 8. Okay.
Team Canada.
Wow.
So, we're gonna make that push. I think we'll probably get 8, but we got 7 locked.
Okay.
So I just didn't put them on MultiGP yet. If you go to multigp.com and look at the KDN FPV, you can see all the pilots that are there. I'm gonna pull it up real quick and run down a couple of the names. I don't want to leave nobody out.
Okay, sounds good. Definitely. So it's going to be an interesting with 7 teams already confirmed with 1 spot open. Come on, Team Canada.
Nerd, Sean Taylor, Jaws, Amari, Mondo, Racerbot, Knick-Knack, Mewow, Heads Up, Flying Bear, J Fern, Royal, Aussie 10, JFK. Then the drone, the list just goes on. Lundy, Sky FPV, SFPV, Hoops, KW Boost, Loft, some locals, Droner, Iffy, Rainmaker, Gibby, Big Money. And then you got the Texas guys, Neil, Ivan, Adama. It Will Be Fun, Captain Vanover, Old Man FPV, McGap, and Mayhem. So that's just the ones I put in so far. I still got to put some more White Goat guys in there. So it's going to be a star-studded field for our team race when it's all said and done.
Yeah, there's definitely at least a couple of them that are in the top 10 easily that are going to be racing against each other. Well, not against each other. Some of them are on the same team, so I guess it'll be a very interesting day.
Heads Up's on one team, Captain Vanover's on one team, then you got Nurk and Taylor on one team. So that's, then there's even local talent in there too that's really, really good. So it's gonna be a fun event.
Yep. So it's going to be happening in April. I think it was April 6th and 7th. Was that the dates?
Yeah, you can make me look. Yes, April 6th is the team race. And April 7th, it's going to be the individual racing. April 6th, it's going to be the Bourbon Street. It's 35 minutes from the track, but that's going to be the after party.
Everybody's going to be so tired. Hey, wait a minute. Are you catering food? Are Elvin and I, we're going to be the ones running out to get food? Is that it?
No.
We're trying to get a food truck or somebody to come cook for the guys.
Man,
So
you know what he talking about? Man, you crazy. I ain't catering nothing. I'm gonna be looking. I'm gonna be like checking.
we're even going to have the guy that owns the field has got one of them nice big porta potties coming in, with the air conditioner and the heat in it. So if you got time to do that, that might be the most important task of the day you can do in style.
Right on.
We're definitely looking forward to it. I'm challenging Elvin to get down there in April so that we can hang out. I think this is going to be a great event after DRL and National Champs for Multi-GP. And then from there on, we're going to see what else is scheduled. But other than that, though, can you tell us about the Sunday race? This is going to be just individual racing for anybody who has anything left in the tank?
Anything left in the tank, or the team captains who didn't get to fly, or any locals, or anybody that just wants to drive in for the Sunday can come race. So, you get Scully on the mic, and I got an awesome sponsor from Horizon and Spectrum. Might give away a new little surprise for somebody who does the fastest 3 consecutive laps. Might be worth your while just to race for that.
Oh, there we
There
go.
you go.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a. I don't know how many quads they're gonna have left. They might say, I'm not staying up all night to fix quads. I don't know.
Mhm.
So, I mean, the 2.5 hours we've done in the past wasn't that bad on quads. So I think it's going to be fine.
Man.
So,
Just got to be prepared, man. That's all it is when it comes down to it, is who's better prepared for the long deal, right?
yeah, don't try to win in the first 10 minutes. It's going to be a long, steady pace.
Right.
So just get in that little groove and just fly and have fun. It's about fun. When it gets not fun, then it's time to quit doing it.
Unless you try to feed somebody.
Man, I'll buy you something. I'll buy you food. Look.
Why?
Hey, we have that recorded. He's buying us food.
Go find Spirit, get on that Spirit airline for $100-something and come to New Orleans and have a blast.
There we go. Now, but there is a big difference between a 2.5-hour race and a 12-hour race. It's going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah, it will be. I wanted to start with 6, and Team Lundy kept pushing. I said, okay, we're going to do 12. So then I came up with this name after the old movie that was Dusk Till Dawn. Mm-hmm. I just flipped the words around. We're going to go dawn till dusk. So that's I put that little promo out back in October, and that's when I started trying to push it, because I knew it was going to take people a while to get an 8-man team together. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people appreciated me putting it out that far ahead of time so they can make plans to come. That's 6-7 months ahead of time.
No, that was a really good. It was a really good idea, and it looks like it's paying off now with 7 teams confirmed. And first big team race of the year. We're definitely looking forward to it. Other than that, though, anything else you want to share before we wrap up?
No, that's it. I hope to do this right, where I can send this into Guinness Book of World Records. So that's what I'm shooting for too.
Oh, nice. That's an awesome idea, actually. Get it all timed and ready to go.
Hey, I just saw them give up going to Hawaii to measure one of the world's largest avocado. Guinness said that they didn't have the time to go to Hawaii so you better make sure you get your own officials.
No, yeah, you can have your own officials and submit it. Right. So if you want Guinness to come, it's like $15,000.
Holy cow! Out. Wow!
Yeah, they don't come for free.
Nope, guess not.
So I'm working. I'm gonna make sure I got it's got to be something you can measure, and you can measure a team race. So I'm gonna find the requirements out. I already made an account. I'm gonna try to submit it to Guinness Book of World Records and see what happens.
Sweet.
You're gonna
sponsors. You might want to get your name on that as being the first sponsors of a 12-hour team race that goes on the World Book Records.
There you go.
So,
it's gonna be.
I'd like to say thank you to TBS, EMAX, Olaf FPV, Horizon Hobby, Spectrum. I'm sure I'm leaving somebody. Oh, and Alex.
PAS.
Video Aerial.
Yeah, tongue twister there. He's sending some nice crosshair extremes to give away to your first place team.
Ooh.
There we go. So
the first place team will walk away with more in swag than they paid to come. So
sweet.
So
nice.
That's all. I'm done. I thank y'all for having me on again. I really love podcasting and stuff. Only my second one, so.
Well, one of the things that I've seen over the last 3 years is usually people come on here and then all of a sudden they got a podcast.
Well, I got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old sleeping over. I don't have no time for podcasts.
That's what I say. I barely got time for this.
Y'all just keep up the good work.
Hey, appreciate it. All right.
Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, before we leave, if anybody wants to know more information about the racing that you do or just want to contact you, what can they reach out to you at?
Just make it easy. Shannon at multigp.com.
All right.
Send me an email if you want to talk team racing. I'll even give you a call. I'll talk team racing all day with you. I'll tell you everything, the do's and the don'ts, and what I've learned over the last 3 years. So,
and you've learned a lot. So.
Oh yeah, it's starting to evolve. So, I love team racing. I do team racing every weekend, and just the 2 minutes to win can go out the window.
Right. There we go. All right, Shannon. Thank you so much for the time. We're definitely looking forward to trying to get out there April and watch this history go down in the making.
We'd love to have y'all. Y'all come out and have a good time.
All right,
my man.
All right, y'all have a good one.